How you doing, everybody? Jonathan here, and in this video and in 5 minutes or less, your original Fit Boss is going to give you 5 tips on how to keep your boot camp or personal training service safe. And as somebody that was a personal trainer for 8 years before I ever got into boot camp, I hate being grouped into the same category as people that start boot camps without putting a lot of the front end work into it, and that's what leads to a lot of injuries. So I've come up with 5 tips that you can implement that will make your boot camp or personal training service much safer. So let's get right into it. Rule number 1 is always plan your workouts ahead. And one main difference between myself and other boot camps or CrossFits is that my workouts do repeat. They repeat every 2 months. I operate on an 8-week syllabus. Having that repetition allows me to create a better workout every time, and the slight variations are just enough to make sure that it's new for everybody and spaced far enough that if people have done the workout 2 months ago, it's not like they say, oh, I just did this 2 months ago. Whereas a CrossFit, there's a lot of pressure to put together a new workout every single day. And I think when you just have to create something different just for the sake of being different, that puts you in a bad situation where you might just have to put something together that doesn't always make sense or doesn't always put people in the best state possible. The second rule is never program more than one high skill exercise at a time in a given series. The initial structure of my first boot camp was a 4x3, where essentially there were 4 stations and then you'd be going around 3 times. So if I have one high skill exercise like kettlebell swings, I need the other 3 to be very simple. Something like planks or squats or jump rope, because I know it's going to require most of my time at the kettlebell swing. If I were to have 2 very high skill exercises, I can't follow both things at the same time, and that leaves me in a position where somebody that needs help is going to get ignored. So you need to make sure that you only program one high skill exercise so that you can focus your attention there and not have to worry so much about the other 3 if you're doing a circuit training style workout. The third tip is always be ready to scale. You should know that for whatever exercise you list, there is a scale up and a scale down. So if you're doing lunges, for instance, if you need to scale up, if you need to do a plyometric lunge like a jumping lunge, then you know for your high skill clients that you can do that. But if you need to scale down, somebody's in there on the first day and they can't handle a lunge, maybe they need to scale down to just a regular body weight squat. Maybe they need to scale further down to just a lying hip raise. So you need to know how you're going to scale your workouts, because you never know who's going to walk in the room. If you put a skill too high on a new person, they're likely to get injured. The next rule is always assume what is the worst thing that can happen. And there are some times where I watch a workout and I'm just like, I would never do that. Like, for instance, there's a drill. If you have 10 people, you have 9 people in a plank, and then the one person at the end jumps over all of them. Once they get to the end of the line, they get into their plank. Then the next person jumps over all of them, then they get into a plank. And I think that's just a recipe for disaster. I think to myself, well, what if one person in the plank kind of collapses? Or what if the person jumping over everyone trips and falls on everybody? I think about what is the worst possible thing that can happen, especially on a partner-dependent workout. So always assume what can go wrong, and if you can't adequately explain how to avoid that situation, avoid the exercise or the drill altogether. And last but not least is communicate. So somebody might have an exercise down form-wise, but as they go along with the exercise and as fatigue starts to set in, you have to make sure that they're doing okay. In terms of exertion levels, somebody new may think that they need to go fast to keep up with somebody else, and you need to make sure that they can pass the talk test. Are you doing okay? Do you feel lightheaded? Do you feel dizzy? Do you feel nauseous? And oftentimes people will hide that because they don't want to feel like they're slowing everybody down. So that's about it. I hope you found this video helpful. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. And of course, if you're looking for an 8-week syllabus like mine and routines to make sure that your training operates efficiently, I definitely recommend to check out my Dumbbells to Dollars course, which teaches you how to train better, how to coach nutrition, how to market yourself, and I guarantee it's going to be the best resource for any personal trainer in this industry that you've ever made in your life. So check out that out at www.dumbbellstodollars.com, and I'll be back as long as you remember to eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe, stress levels low, get rest, don't slap anybody, love your clients, say love it back. I'll see y'all tomorrow or the next day, and you have a good one.